can say your intro, and then we're gonna play our whatever you say.
All right, this is season 3, episode 8 of the BIP podcast. We at the Barbershop. This episode, we got our barber, Mr. Carl, and we are talking about the NFL draft, NBA playoffs, WNBA draft, NBA all-time list, NFL all-time list. We got a lot in store for tonight, but we'll start out with the intro theme song. Now we talking about the NFL draft. We got a lot of good picks going to be today. We can only talk about the top 10 right now. And for the top 10, we got to obviously start with the number 1 pick. The man from the DMV, from PG County, went to St. Pius. He went to Gonzaga. I've been studying his game for a while. He's a very good guy. He's worth a lot of money. He's got a bright future. He gets a lot of hate, but he's definitely the best QB in the draft right now. That's prospect. Caleb Williams going number 1 to the Bears. And I mean, there's so much to say about him. I mean, just look at his stats. Like USC, they were in contention for the Final Four. Like the first year he went there, and I mean, they almost made the playoffs, but they came a little short. They went like 5th or 6th seed, and the next year he had a little bad year. But I mean, you see all the adversity he has to overcome. Like he was at Oklahoma, and he was battling with Spencer Rattler, who was the starting QB. And once they gave Caleb his opportunity to start, then he showed out and he proved to Oklahoma that they need him more than he needs them. And that's why he showed his worth by going to USC and then joining his coach is Lincoln Riley from Oklahoma. And they were a great duo. Now, what's your thoughts on that?
100%. When he was with Lincoln Riley, he had a career that was pretty much off the charts. When he got to UFC, he knew what he wanted to do. These kids have been using this transfer portal, in my mind, the right way to give themselves maximum exposure. And by getting yourself to one of the, I guess, top programs as far as a visual representation, USC is definitely that. He got himself in front of a larger crowd, a less crowded crowd, and I believe that the quarterbacks in the Pac-10 have always received a bit more clout than the quarterbacks in the SEC historically, and this year is probably one of the bigger years where that is shown. You've got, I want to say, 3 quarterbacks out of the Pac-10 that are going to be selected in the first round this year. That'd be Bo Nix, Michael Penix Jr., and Caleb Williams. Am I right on that?
Yeah, I don't know where Bo Nix is going to be going, but I think Michael Penix and Caleb Williams are going in the first round.
Now, see, Michael Penix Jr. and Bo Nix. Now, see, again, it's a great quarterback prospect. Those are 2 great quarterback prospects. But of the 6 guys that they got pegged to go in the first round, and maybe 7 with Spencer Rattler being that 7th guy,
I think he fell off from that first round.
I don't think it's look. So as I count right now, there are 9 teams in the NFL that need a quarterback, a young quarterback, a rookie quarterback, and they need them, and they need that quarterback either in a developmental process or in a right now process. You want to help me name these teams?
Okay, so I know we got the Bears,
1,
you got the Commanders,
2,
you got the Patriots,
3,
you got the
like
Vikings, yeah.
4.
You got the
Giants.
Giants. Who's their QB right now?
Daniel Jones. Tell me that they tell me that the New York Giants should feel comfortable going into the season with Daniel Jones, or even next season, or 3-4 seasons after that. Daniel Jones hasn't shown you any bit of consistency that would have you believe that he will be somebody that you would want to reinvest in come his contract time, which will be coming up not after this season, not after next season, but after the season after that.
But I mean, like, it depends. What's their pick? The Giants pick?
I think they're like 6 or 7. I'm not sure. 9, 8, 6, 7. They're in the top 10.
Okay. You think the Seahawks need QB?
I think yes. I think that Geno Smith is not long of this world. I don't think that Geno Smith is going to be a long-term fix, and because he's playing well now doesn't mean that he's going to be playing well 2 or 3 years from now. He barely is playing well now. He's playing well within a system that he had the benefit of sitting in for a couple of years. I'm not sure they have the same offensive coordinator. I got to check on that, but that being the case, you know, if there's any change there, you might see a drop off in his play.
Giants has a 6th pick. You think the Titans need QB?
Do I think? Say again.
The Titans.
The Titans. No, they have a couple of quarterbacks that they need to try to develop. Between Malik Willis and Levi Levis, or Levis, what was his name? Will Levis.
Will Levis.
Yeah. So they gotta, you know, and they drafted him in the 2nd round last year, and they have to at least show one more year of at least trying to develop that young man.
Okay.
And they've got other holes to fill.
Yeah. Who's the QB the Broncos just got?
The Broncos don't have a quarterback really. They need a quarterback.
They
They traded a 7th round pick, no, a 6th round pick, and they traded.
Oh, Kenny Pickett, right?
No. Zach Wilson.
Oh, Zach Wilson.
They traded for Zach Wilson, and Zach Wilson is now penciled in to be their 2nd string or whatever quarterback for the Broncos. But the Broncos are in a situation of their own demise. I don't feel the least bit bad for these franchises that shoot themselves in the foot because of piss poor team management. They signed Russell Wilson to a deal. Not necessarily a bad deal given what he has done in the NFL, but they didn't give him what he needed to be successful. And because they didn't give him what he needed to be successful, he became the scapegoat. This is in my mind. Like, his numbers from last year, you can measure them up against pretty much everybody, and they're subpar. They're top 12 in the league. Nothing about his numbers would suggest that he deserved to be ousted as their quarterback for this year, especially since they owe him $40 million. So you owe him $40 million, and then you release him. He goes to another team and takes the bare minimum that he's allowed to take because he knows that you have to give him the rest of the money. If he takes more money than what he took, then that team would be on the hook for the money that you owe him. So he wanted to spite you, and which he did. And I'm happy that he did that to the Broncos because it was a classless move that they did, and all the media and the bad press that Russell Wilson's got. Hey, how you doing there, Mr. Wade? How you doing? All the press, the bad press that he's got, in my mind, has been a lot because of just bad front office. Bad front office. He's not a horrible quarterback. He's if people can talk about Kirk Cousins with praise and admiration, there's no way that Russell Wilson should be disrespected the way that he gets disrespected.
I think the reason he gets disrespected is because how much the Broncos invested in him. Like they gave him that max contract, thinking that he was gonna be that superstar QB again. He was gonna be top 5 in the league, maybe top 10. And he was gonna take them to the playoffs in one of the hardest divisions. And they were looking. They were looking like they were a playoff contending team at the time. And they were looking like they were going to be the next best team. But the thing is that I don't know. Russell Wilson, he just didn't perform, and then a lot of the people on the Broncos didn't perform, like Cortland Sutton.
Exactly.
Like his receivers, Jerry Jeudy did good, but
no, he didn't.
Yeah,
he barely did enough to get. So, and that brings me to another thing. How these wide receivers get these inflated contracts and running backs get the disrespect that they get is wild and is beyond me. But I think we can get back to that subject a little later. Let's get back on track. Let's get back on track with these quarterbacks in the first round of the draft.
Okay, so for the mock draft, it has Caleb Williams going to the Bears, Jaden Daniels going to the Commanders, Drake May going to the Patriots, JJ McCarthy going to the Giants, Michael Penix going to the Vikings, and then they don't have Bo Nix going in the first round.
Oh, he's going in the first round. All right. So for me, of the top 6 quarterbacks, there's only 3 of them that are really worth talking about. Caleb is the best quarterback in the draft. JJ McCarthy is possibly the next best quarterback in the draft. JJ McCarthy really is that deal because he didn't have to, play out of this world, and he was asked to do what was required, and he did that, and they won a national championship. That doesn't show that he's a weak quarterback or he's less than his contemporaries. He won, and he operated an offense efficiently, and not just anybody was going to be able to do it. Jim Harbaugh won 1 national championship while he was at Michigan. The quarterback that he won that national championship with is J.J. McCarthy. So for anybody to slight J.J. McCarthy, in my mind, it's ridiculous, and it's unfounded. I've heard A.J. McCarron. He's A.J. McCarron. He just won a national championship with an overloaded run. Nah, he's not that. Don't disrespect like that. No slight to A.J. McCarron. He just, he could have been a better quarterback in a different system in my mind. But
he's more like a Brock Purdy. He's a game manager.
Right. Brock Purdy ended up going to the best team in the universe, and we're going to give him high praise because, his team. He's on a team full of Pro Bowlers. You're the number 1 pick in the draft, or you're a first-round draft pick. Typically, you're going to a team that is devoid of talent on the offensive side of the ball, or you're looked at as that missing piece. Brock Purdy walked into a situation where, it was, not to say that he didn't do well. It's just, he was playing with house money. There is not much of a requirement for you to be great as the Mr. Irrelevant, the last pick in the NFL draft. Anything that you do positive is going to be looked at as a genius move on the on the coaching department. So Brock Purdy is an excellent quarterback, but again, perfect team. These quarterbacks aren't going to have the luxury of going to a perfect team, or not the ones that go in the top half of the draft. Their front offices have dysfunction. Their organizationally, they're dysfunctional, and you're going to have an upward hill. Whether it be the Washington Redskins, whether it be the New York Giants, if you're picked up as a quarterback for one of these franchises, you may not have, as ceremonious a welcome as you want, just because of the pressure that's going to be put on you. If you lose, you're going to go through a lot of different issues, especially if you're playing in a market as big as New York, especially if you're playing in a market as big as DC with a brand new ownership, and they're promising, Magic Johnson and Josh Harris. Those are two of the most prominent sports team owners in America. That being the case, world. And they're not expected to keep a losing tradition alive. That is what the fans expect in DC. That is what people expect around the NFL. So if you are a quarterback coming into one of these franchises that's either brand new or, historically dysfunctional like Chicago, I don't know how comfortable of a feeling it is. But, I think J.J. McCarthy has the wherewithal to actually be a solid quarterback regardless of where he goes if he's put in a we don't know if they put everything on his shoulders how he's going to handle it, but I don't think that he would handle it poorly. I don't like I said, the three best quarterbacks in the draft to me, in the first round, Caleb, J.J. McCarthy, and Michael Penix Jr.
Okay, no, not at all.
And Michael Penix Jr.
No. What you don't like Jane Daniels because of his size?
That's exactly right. Because he's going to go to the Washington Redskins, and the Washington Redskins have gone through 6 quarterbacks in 2 seasons. I think they've had at least 6 starting quarterbacks in 2 seasons. Every year, their starter gets hurt, and then their backup gets hurt, and then the backup gets hurt. You know how hard that is? Like, you're looking at your kicker, like, come on, like, you know what I mean?
Cowboy fan.
Hey, look, it's a real thing. It's a real
just so
thing.
you know, when your client's Aiden said, "What's up?"
Oh, okay. What's happening? Yeah, man. Good brother Aiden. All right, so that's the thing. It's like, what do you do in that situation? What do you do in that situation? You are a team that has a need at quarterback, but a history of getting quarterbacks hurt. So you're going to walk in a rookie quarterback without fixing that offensive line, and hopefully y'all got the personnel in the offensive room that can keep this guy upright. And he didn't necessarily, and again, Jaden Daniels had maybe one of the best offensive lines in all of college football last year at LSU. One of the best offensive lines. Now you walking into a team that has a serious issue keeping their starting quarterback upright. I'd like to know the last time the Washington Redskins has had one starter for the entire 16, 17 game season.
I mean, Sam Howell played almost all the games.
He didn't start every game.
And when Fitzpatrick got injured, then Sam Howell came in, and then they benched him for like Jacoby like 1 or 2 games. But
He got hurt. These guys are getting hurt behind that offensive line. Maybe it's the play calling. Maybe it's because they called 80% pass plays last year and not enough running plays. I don't know, but that's it's another thing that they got to get right. I understand why they didn't hire Eric Bieniemy as the head coach. I get it.
I mean, I like the enemy, but yeah, they didn't. They feel like they have a more running team. They could have like they were running air raid with Eric Bieniemy, and that just wasn't working because they didn't have the QB for that. I mean, Sam Howell's not Patrick Mahomes throwing to Terry McLaurin, Jahan Dotson, Curtis Samuel, Antonio Gibson. If they want to run that type of offense to work, they need someone like Herbert. They need a top 5, top 10 type of QB. I mean, look, and it was so. I mean, Sam Howell was only looking good because of the enemy. I feel like because he was like second in passing yards.
All right, and that much can be true, but Sam Howell didn't. Again, Sam Howell may be Drake May's greatest asset as it pertains to how good you hope Drake May could possibly be. Because if he's a better version of Sam Howell, then yeah, he's going to be a problem in the NFL. Drake May, in my mind, is the most developmental of the top 6 quarterbacks. He shouldn't even go in the first round, in my mind. Sam Howell started for 4 years. Drake May has been there for 2 years, and I think he's only started for maybe like less than 20 games. I mean, historically, that hasn't worked out well for quarterbacks picked in the first round. And I want to say the last example of that is Trey Lance. Trey Lance was the 3rd overall pick. And you better and Kyle Shanahan better be thanking God and everybody else for the fact that they got Brock Purdy in the 7th round, because that goes down as maybe the worst draft pick and the worst way to it was a horrible pick. They moved up and traded like 2 or 3 first round picks to get Trey Lance, only to cut him 2 or 3 seasons later, or trade him for a 3rd round pick. They traded 3 first round picks to go get him, only to trade him for 1 3rd round pick, and I think a 6 or a 7 or something else. But that's my point. It's like this draft, there's only guaranteed to be like 1 or 2 hits. And when I say hits, I mean guys that'll just be starters, not Hall of Famers, but just regular starters. And then it'll be 5 or 6 of them that are going to end up being bust.
Yeah, I think the last good draft class was honestly the one with Joe Burrow, Justin Herbert. Why you make that face?
MVP.
Yeah. I mean, that had stacked QBs in it. I mean, it was like, wasn't that was a 2020 draft class? I mean, they had Chase Young too, going number 2, which, I mean, Chase Young, he's from the DMV, so that's why I wanted to get Caleb too, because I wanted to have people that are here that actually want to play here be on Washington. I mean, I know Chase, he went to the 49ers. I mean, he got traded, but he wanted to be here. He wanted to win. He's from here, so he wanted.
His behavior did not seem like that was the case towards the end of that. But again, he was not with this new regime. He was the last of the Daniel Snyder, products of horrible environments. Like in my mind, like if you are drafted by organization that is very loose morally, it shows itself in the development of its players.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was just bad management for Chase Young, because I mean, like the defense he was with the Jack Del Rio defense, and I forgot who the defensive coordinator was before Jack Del Rio, but like he's never had. I mean, the best coaching he's been a part of, obviously, is when he was on the 49ers. And they almost won the Super Bowl and stuff, but his role wasn't as big as it was in Washington. But I think if he was a part of this new Washington team, like they had something going. They had a front four. They had Montez Sweat, Deron Payne, Jonathan Allen, Chase Young, all coming at you at once. Like that looked like, and at a point they had like top 3 defense in the league at a point.
So for me, I'm still thinking about these quarterbacks and how what's the likelihood of whom being successful. And I'm looking at organization, I'm looking at roster, I'm looking at coach, and I'm looking at the skill set, right? I feel like Jaden Daniels and Caleb are both walking into a setup. It depends though. Like if the Redskins don't get that offensive line together, you got a 6'3", 200-pound quarterback that didn't necessarily be extremely elusive when he was at LSU. I saw him take some crucial hits when he was at LSU. That's wild. I saw a couple of them. He got smacked. It was for real. So that being the case, what do? Do you pick that, or do you trade back? My advice to the Redskins would be to trade back. I get it. Oh, they can't afford to do that. And no, I don't think they can really afford to do that.
I think if anything, I would trade up to get Caleb or trade back.
I don't think that trading up is necessarily the best. I don't think that's a bad idea either. Though. I would trade up to get Caleb. I think that wouldn't be so far outside of my mind. Because trading up to get Caleb, it'd be aggressive. It still costs you about 3 first-round picks. And honestly, the Redskins don't have as many holes on the team as a lot of people would think. The Redskins, they got three penciled in starters on the defensive line. Dorrance Armstrong, Payne, and Allen. They got 3 linebackers penciled in.
You don't like Smith Williams?
That's a lineman?
Yeah.
All right, so I don't know y'all defensive linemen like that. But
I know why you said Armstrong.
Yeah, he's a Cowboy. Goddamn it. Yeah. We gave y'all one. There you go. You're welcome. We developed them for y'all and everything. You're welcome. So that being the case, you got 3 penciled in starters. You said a 4th just now, who I'm less familiar with. You got 3 penciled in linebackers after you added that Hawaiian fella and the Latofu?
Wait, who are you talking about? Are you?
Latosa, y'all.
You talking about the guy? Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
And also Bobby Wagner.
You talking about
and
Lou?
Damon Davis. So and you got Damon Davis.
You talking about Lulu from Dallas?
Yeah. I don't know if he's a wine. I'm just sorry. Didn't mean to bring. But yeah.
And Bobby Wagner.
And Bobby Wagner. So you got 3 linebackers, you got 3 or 4 defensive linemen, and you got 4 DBs. You got St. Juice and Forbes, the 2 rookies from last year, who should look very nice in Dan Quinn's system. And you also have Jeremy Chin and that other fella that y'all picked up that safety. Yep. All right, have a good one there, good man. So now you've got a situation where you've got almost a complete defense. You've got about 9 or 10 penciled in starters on the defense, and then you've got two solid wide receivers, Johan Dotson and Terry McLaurin. You've got 2 solid running backs, Brian Robinson and Austin Eckler. You've got 2 or 3 solid offensive linemen with Cosme and another guy that we gifted you all, Tyler Biadasz. So you've got about, what is that?
And we got Sean offensive coordinator.
Yeah. So we gave you guys a whole team. You're welcome. Gonna call it really. DC really does stand for Dallas Cowboys. What do you know? Full circle. But yeah, man, it's going to be a special kind of year for a lot of different teams. They're going to be able to really kind of show what they're going to be able to do in their team palace and whatnot. I want to see what running backs come off the board and win. Again, the disrespect of the running back position is crazy. You're going to tell me that Derrick Henry and all that he provides is only worth a $12 million contract? Christian McCaffrey and all that he provides is only worth a $15 million contract? So you're going to tell me that a guy's second wide receiver, a guy who's only penciled in to catch 50 passes, maybe 60 passes, maybe 700-800 yards receiving. How you doing, sir? That guy is penciled in to make $15, $20 million on a lot of different teams, but yet you guys have a real issue with trying to pay a running back that salary. I don't understand. And don't tell me that running backs get hurt, because everybody in the NFL gets hurt with a high frequency. I'll tell you a couple people who got hurt. Deshaun Watson, Daniel Jones,
Lamar Jackson.
Lamar Jackson, but that was before he got his money. After he got his money, he didn't get hurt. Joe Burrow. There are a bunch of guys who are getting paid $50 million a season, $45 million a season, and they are getting hurt at a good clip. But you're going to tell me that a running back whose usage is 30%, 40% of the entire offense doesn't deserve to get paid? It's the most ridiculous, ludicrous kind of explanation. One has to, show discernment once the media gets involved, because just because the media says something doesn't necessarily mean that they're, up to, noble cause. The narratives that are created often are misleading.
Yeah, I think it definitely is misleading, but for running backs, it is a different. it's a different league. Like QBs always they're gonna get paid the most. I mean, the receivers are getting paid more too. I mean, you saw Amar Ross St. Brown's contract he just got. Like he just got a bag.
$30 million a season, 4 years, $30 million a season.
Yeah.
But they're trying to break these running backs' usage rates down, though. They're trying to bring them down. But at the same point, it doesn't allow cohesion for your offense. The more, like the committee running back thing only worked for a handful of teams historically. The Patriots were able to really do extremely well with it, but more consistently over the history of the NFL, teams have relied on a number one back and maybe a spell back or two, but for the most part, it's been a number one back system.
Yeah, I mean, we saw like Zeke. He was getting paid a lot when he went to the Cowboys originally, and coming out of Ohio State, and then I think running backs like a few years back they weren't getting paid more.
Oh no, they were definitely getting paid more, and then because injuries became more prevalent, running backs got the short end of the stick. So they pointed at a guy like Todd Gurley, who was an extremely effective running back for several years, and they said, oh, he got hurt after he got his money. They pointed at Devontae Freeman, and they said, oh, he got hurt after he got his money. They pointed at Ezekiel Elliott and said his production dropped down after he got his money. All right, that's cool. So what you're saying is, like it's a slippery scale in which you have to grade these individuals, because now I have to look at every single person who's getting paid, and now I have to look at their immediate seasons afterwards and see how well they operated after they got paid. Because if it's not a literal one-sided thing where running backs are the only ones who are not performing and getting hurt on such a consistent basis, then there is a bias. It's a problem because, again, the running back position has such a ridiculous high usage. They say a tight end is a quarterback's best friend. It's not true. A running game is. A outlet pass that you can check down to out the backfield, which is more often than not will be your running back. So, the run pass option, the option to push it to your running back is one of the deadliest things in the entire NFL.
Yeah, I mean, but like, Nick Chubb, he got his bag like a few years ago too. Like he was.
Yeah. But he was one of the last ones to get it.
Yeah.
He just got hurt for his ACL. True. Well, Christian McCaffrey didn't get hurt. Derrick Henry hasn't gotten hurt.
Well, Christian McCaffrey, he was getting hurt on the Panthers, but
yeah, he did get hurt on the Panthers. He had a devastating knee injury on the Panthers, right?
Yeah.
And then he recovered. So what are we saying?
Yeah. So everybody knows CMC. He should get the bag. He should get paid and stuff. And Derrick Henry, that was a steal. Getting him to the Ravens, he should have got paid way more. I don't know. I guess he just wants to win at this point compared to getting the money, because I don't think he would have settled.
I think they gave him the most money that any team was really going to offer. The two highest checks that got thrown out this year were probably to him and Saquon Barkley.
Yeah, Saquon Barkley got a lot of money too.
Yeah. And Saquon Barkley, that's another one. That's going to be a scary looking offense coming up this year. So whatever they do in the first round, they already got the quarterback. They can't pay nobody else. They had to get rid of Hassan Reddick. So I can see them getting another defensive lineman in the draft this year.
Yeah, they still
I
got
mean,
their.
they got Nolan Smith, and maybe they want to try to develop Nolan Smith to be the next Hassan Reddick and put him in that same spot. And you know, they have a whole Georgia boy defensive line.
So, yeah.
They'll have literally 3 Georgia Bulldogs on that defensive line between the defensive tackles and that defensive end / outside linebacker. So the Eagles going to be a problem to deal with. They just paid Devontae Smith, and they said that Devontae Smith still fast, but he's bulked up. So they don't need no running backs. They don't need, like, they might get a tight end. They might get I can see them getting a defensive line. That's it. That's the only really real way, or a cornerback. But that's the way I see them going, is defensive line.
Oh, Mom.
What? Oh, my phone?
Yeah, your phone.
Oh, wait. That's that one. Go ahead. Keep on.
Oh,
It's recording.
oh. Yeah, well, I think, all right, I think we went over most of the stuff for the NFL, so we'll switch gears to the WNBA draft.
Okay.
So, I'm trying to share it to somebody. So what was your thoughts on the draft?
The WNBA draft?
Yeah.
Caitlin Clark deserved to go number 1 overall. She was the number 1 single best basketball player as far as showmanship, for sure. And what she was able to do offensively was by far, number 1 in the league, in college, in women's NCAA basketball last year. Probably number 1 in all of college basketball as far as her offensive production. Point-wise, I don't think anybody on the men's side scored as many points as she did last year. But she definitely, she put on a show. So I'm happy to see. So I'd like to see what Chicago Sky is going to look like this upcoming year. They picked up the young lady Cardoza, and they also picked up Angel Reese. So they picked up Cardoza with the 2nd or 3rd overall pick, and they doubled down with the front court by picking up Angel Reese. So now they've got a pretty nice little tandem. I think she's gonna play wing in the WNBA because she's not gonna be able to get away with the size difference that she may have had in college. So she probably end up playing small forward while she's at in Chicago, making that transition to the professional league. But I can see Angel Reese having a great transition. I can see. So for Indiana, she's gonna Caitlin Clark though. She's gonna bring that team a lot of notice. She is a small market, but it's only small to us because 1, we live on the East Coast and this market is huge, and 2, well, yeah, shit. That's the main and secondary.
What's up, Nando? Good. Then you still at school? I'm just adding it. Yeah, I'm just saying a notification.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Oh, I Angel.
I'm still cutting your hair, right? keep turning your head like I ain't got this flip on your scalp.
Got some old man in the corner. She called me.
I don't know what happened at all.
Hey, young man, come on.
Oh, they moved.
Okay.
They moved the missing game to Capital One.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, that. Oh, that should be interesting.
But they should do it for the Chicago Sky. They should do it for, Angela Reese and,
Cardinals.
yeah. For those they moved it for Caitlin's game. What team was she with? Indiana. But they should do it. I think they should move it for both games. Oh, that's right. Oh,
No, he said it was
yeah, I know.
Oh no, I need you to look at it just so I can do the cut.
Oh, but yeah, I wanted Angel Reese to go to Washington though.
Of course.
Yeah, I mean, they're in Baltimore.
One, the young lady is gorgeous. So I could understand the fascination, sir.
That's not why I
You
was
being
saying
at
that.
Howard and all might get you some season tickets. You know how much I like women's basketball. Till Angel Reese got here. Wow.
Is that what you're trying to say, Andrew?
I get it.
Are you talking about her talent or her
Talking about the attraction she would bring to the
attraction?
The attraction. Aha. Aha. I heard what I heard. Yeah.
So what do you
Tell
think
her-
about,
tell
what
her,
do you think
bring
about
Liz
Caitlin?
Cambridge
Do you think
over here,
Caitlin
too.
should have gone to, also go to the Big Three too, or not? The Big Three. Ice Cube was trying
the
to.
Ice Cube League.
Yeah.
No, I think she should have went to the Greater League.
Greater League. Okay.
House of Highlights.
Mhm.
You said she should have went to the WNBA?
No, I mean she already making more money. All the top women.
So it's prestige, and somebody told her, if you do this route, we're gonna guarantee you a certain level of success. And she said, okay, I'm gonna take that route because the WNBA, although it's never made money in its 30, 40, year history, it's 50-year history, 50, 60 years old. It's still a product of the NBA, and the NBA still protects its products. That's why the Big Three is being frozen out the way it's been frozen out by the NBA. Like, the NBA has a monopoly almost as it pertains to professional basketball. And they have power in the court system as well. So it's going to be very difficult for Ice Cube to be able to get that league off the ground.
But the thing is, like, if Candace Parker wasn't able to make the WNBA special, I don't know how Caitlin Clark is going to be making it special.
Caitlin Clark has something that you said, Candace Parker?
Yeah.
You know who Candace Parker is, right?
Yeah. Yes, I know who
You know who Caitlin Clark is?
Yeah.
That's a white woman,
Yes,
man.
exactly.
Why are you acting like
I'm
this
not
is
talking in her
the
head
same
like that.
thing, brother? Now, I'm not saying that
Totally
that
different.
woman is not phenomenally talented and deserves the accolades in all of these things, but we're not going to act like race don't matter in this equation now. You got now, and that's no slight to Caitlin Clark. You can't say, all right, well, I am white and I don't want to benefit off my race.
She got a Nike deal. Everyone else got a Nike deal.
Nobody else getting a Nike deal
Nobody
straight
getting
up.
Nike shit.
A 40 million dollars, something crazy.
You want to book your next one?
She ain't no other woman getting that kind of deal. Now, I'm not going to say that, and again, she's not the first great white basketball player.
Yeah, 1 o'clock.
1 o'clock?
Diana Taurasi is better
Okay,
than
man.
she is
All right,
at
take
playing
Thank you.
basketball.
See you then.
Yeah.
Diana Taurasi, all right, Mr. Wade, have a great day, sir. Diana Taurasi is the greatest white female basketball player I've ever personally seen play basketball. And it's not even a
Della Donna first.
yeah, Della Donna, she's top 3. But I'm still going Diana Taurasi. Dog with her. Facilitate, play defense, and she got a jumper. Caitlin Clark, she don't play no defense. She just she will give you all buckets.
They see Stephen Curry.
Yeah. Yep.
Even Aja didn't get she did back-to-back NBA, WNBA champ. She never got a shoe deal. Aja from Vegas.
But again, like that, again, she, Clayton Clark, like you made another point. Della Donna, she got a big contract from like Weezy or somebody, but she wasn't doing. She didn't have the fanfare that this young lady, Caitlin Clark, is getting. She's not. She didn't get that. Diana Taurasi didn't get that. So there may be a little bit of jealousy as it pertains to those other women when they talk about her as well. There's admiration, but there's also what makes her so special. But it's a timing thing more than it is anything else. And it's the way she's doing it. Her brand of basketball is big time. That's that that Steph Curry being able to put up a 3-point shot, letting it and it raining, and you having confidence that it goes in on a consistent basis.
Okay, now we'll switch the gears to the NBA playoffs.
Okay.
What is it?
Now the NBA playoffs, what do you want to do with that? Because that's crazy to me. You got the Eastern Conference that looks like it's about to just really like boil down to Boston against whoever.
I mean, Boston just lost yesterday.
Yeah, and it's 1-1 now. But I don't feel confident that Miami gets out of this round. I don't feel confident about that. I don't feel confident about that at all. I don't feel confident about that at all. Tyler Hero played a hell of a game yesterday. Tyler Hero played outside of his mind. His efficiency from 3, his facilitation. I think my man was like 24 and 14 or 27 and 14 as it pertains to points and assists. So to drop 14 assists,
I'll bring the whole thing later.
that's saying something. And I think 10 of those 14 assists were from beyond the arc, like were from 3. So not only did he crush them for 3, himself with consistently dropping 3s, but he was finding the open guy on the wing. He was finding the open guy at the top of the key. He was consistently finding other shooters. And what can you do with that? It puts you in a situation where you have to account for too much, because the moment that you don't account for the paint, that's when you got Bam doing what Bam do.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's an interesting series. If they had Jimmy Butler, I feel like they definitely would like have a great chance of winning the series. Because I mean, we saw what happened last year when they faced them, and they had this basically the same Heat team. I mean, the only person that's like not there from last year that was playing pretty good was Getty Vincent. but like, I mean, everybody else is there. So I think the Heat would have it, but Celtics probably gonna win in like 6. Heat might win like one more game.
It's possible.
I'm interested in the Bucks and Pacers series too. No Giannis right now.
Yeah.
If the Bucks lose in the first round, Doc Rivers getting fired, and that's all I know.
And it's all the Bucks' fault. Doc Rivers is going to go down as the most overrated head coach in the history of professional basketball, and I don't think it's going to be close. If he takes a first-round exit with Dame and the Greek Freak, if Freak Time go out in the first round, wow, Freak Time. The Greek Freak and Dame Time. You put it together, you got Freak Time. No, Freak Time. If Freak Time go out in the first round, that's gonna be tough. So I say, but on the real though,
Hello.
oh, there he is. How you doing there, sir? Mr. Dance will be with you in a moment. Again, they gonna have to get it together. And I think it all happens with Giannis though. I know Giannis is just happy to have another superstar on his team, but I think that he needs to remember that it's his team. You know what I mean? That makes sense?
Yeah, I mean he's injured.
Yeah. Is he supposed to come back this series?
Yeah, he's supposed to come back like maybe in like game 4.
But this is my point. When he comes back, he has to come back in a way that is in it's Giannis playoff time. All right, look, you allowed everybody else to get their man and try to put up, lead the team in a way that you didn't step on their toes. You let everybody beat them. Now it's Giannis. It's time for you to do you, Giannis. I need you to take over these games both offensively and defensively. I need that paint to be yours. I need you to play true to big man standards because he's the only real big man that actually plays that way. None of the other 7-footers actually play in the paint. Most of them other dudes like to sit at the top of the key.
Joel Embiid, he plays in the paint.
Joel Embiid is at the top of the key. That's why they lost the other night. No, dead ass. Like, you had two of the exact same situations, right? You have the 76ers lose to the Knicks. How they lose? Because their big man, their do-it-all big man, they tried to do too much with. They didn't trust their guards. You got Tyrese Maxey, one of the most efficient guards in the whole damn league. This dude is a bucket. I'm talking about, I watched the Kings game. They played the Kings. They lost against the Kings, but he dropped 23 points in the first quarter, and guess how many points they had after the first quarter, the whole team? 23 points. The man scored every point that the team had in the first quarter, and he was like 11-11 from the field. And everybody else was 0 for 12 or something like that. He scored every point in the first quarter. You got a guy, Tyrese Maxey, that is that efficient, and you, at the end of the game, chose to keep the ball in your big man hands instead of giving Tyrese Maxey a chance to shoot the damn ball. On the other side of the world, or America, or the world, because America's the only part that we really care about, in Denver. do-it-all big man, Nikola Jokic, not do-it-all. He passed the ball to Jamal Murray, and Jamal Murray in the corner, in the wing, proper spacing, and that's another issue. Tyrese Maxey and Joel Embiid is right next to each other at the top of the key. You a big man. Y'all need, what's wrong with you? Coach, where's our spacing, Coach?
I mean, they can run a play like you.
No, you can't do that, man. You can't do that. If you're going to do it, they didn't do it. If that was what they was going to do, it didn't work. You had Jamal Murray flushed out to the wing, and you had Nikola Jokic stay at the top of the key. Everybody keyed in on Nikola Jokic because he's a do-it-all big man. He's MVP. Everybody loves him. He kicks it out to Jamal Murray in the corner. Buckets, three-pointer, game, blouses.
Yeah, but the thing is, the Nuggets, they have a better team when it comes to shooting. They got Jamal Murray, KCP, Michael Porter Jr. Even Aaron Gordon can shoot the three. Compared to on the Sixers, you got Maxey. I mean, maybe Kelly Oubre, but I'm not taking.
I'm not putting no money on. No, and you're right about that. But again, I gotta give one of those guys a shot. I gotta give one of those guys because they're all professionals, man. I gotta give one of those guys a shot, man. I can't not give one of those guys a shot, man. Because you saw what happens when you don't give one of those guys a shot.
Yeah. I don't even think the Cavs and Magic is worth talking about, to be honest.
It's not. That's, what it's going to be. I hope that the 76ers can make up the stagger and do what they're supposed to, but I don't got faith in it. And as far as the Celtics losing against Miami, like, if the Celtics lose against Miami, I'll not only question Jason Tatum, but I'm gonna ask why everybody put him on the pedestal so quick.
Tatum not top 5 after that. He's not top 5.
He's not top 5 right now.
Who's your top 5 right now?
Oh,
what?
You got
Top 5.
Luka, Jokic, Shea, Joel Embiid, and then Tatum.
Mr. Carl, who's your top 5? LeBron, I'm sure, number 1, right?
No, I'm not a LeBron. Look. I respect LeBron and everything that he's ever done, but he's like
top
10.
top 5.
No, he's like top 15 right now.
He's like
He said
top
top
5.
LeBron's not top 5
All time. I'm
So-
talking about all time. I'm not talking about this year.
But who's your top 5 all time? Just curious. Who's your top 5 all time?
Michael Jordan,
Uh-huh.
Kobe Bryant. Y'all gonna stop this.
my
Y'all gonna put some love on Bean's name. Y'all gonna, look, we'll talk about it later. Look,
Wait, that's okay. Okay, you said Jordan, Kobe.
Kobe, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Will Chamberlain.
No. Even though I love Wilt. Think that he's the greatest athlete that has ever touched Earth. That man at 7'1" ran like a 10.3 in 100, which is y'all don't understand the significance of that height running that fast. That's sick. But just straight up basketball, nah.
Top 5, okay. So Jordan, Kobe.
Kareem.
I'm his 5. And
He
you're
said Kareem.
Kareem. Okay. Who's 4 or 5?
He's 3. No, Kareem is 3.
Okay.
Magic is 4, and then I'm going Steph.
Steph,
Oh,
you sound like my
yeah.
brother.
Okay, Andrew, who's your 5?
You got Jordan, or not even that. You got LeBron, Jordan, Kareem. You got Magic, and then you got Will, and then on the outside you got Hakeem, Larry. You got Kobe, you got Shaq, and then you got
Oh, yeah.
for number 10, you got I'm not putting KD. KD's top 15. Curry's top 15 too. But I'm I'm trying to think. There's some more. There's another big I'm forgetting. I know.
Larry Bird?
I already said Larry Bird.
Oh, you already said Larry
I
Bird.
said
Okay.
big.
Okay.
Oh.
I like Larry Bird a lot, but
You think Curry's better than Kawhi?
absolutely.
I don't know about that one.
What's going on, Dr. Potter? How you feel, man?
Kawhi who?
Kawhi
Kawhi should not be in nobody's top 5 or 10.
I said top 10. He got 3 rings, and one in the one he got with the Raptors is better than any rings Curry got.
I vehemently disagree with you.
Why do you disagree with that? Did you see how hard that Raptors won when he had to hit that shot against the Sixers?
Well, Steph Curry did have help, though. He did have.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right,
He had the greatest team every
Again,
every
Kobe
time he won.
Bryant may have won the toughest title I've ever seen anybody win. Him and Kawhi. Because that team that he had in the Raptors was decent, but it wasn't that good for real. But Kobe having Pau Gasol as his next best player should be studied. Like, Pau Gasol doesn't get to the Hall of Fame without Kobe Bryant.
And Kawhi and Kyle Lowry.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Kyle Lowry, taking Kyle Lowry, making Kyle Lowry look like a damn. Well, Kyle Lowry is he especially when he was like in his first 3-4 years in the league, he definitely was in his bag. I just don't think he is a top 5 guard. He's barely top 10 if you really want to get nasty with point guard.
Right now?
Yeah,
He's not top 10 right now.
Point guard?
Yeah. Is he even a point guard? Is it Maxey the point guard?
So what's he come off the bench, goddamn. I don't know.
Yeah.
Because Tyrese Maxey is definitely the starting point guard. So yeah, he's definitely not even a top 10 point guard.
Oh, I was forgetting Tim Duncan. Tim Duncan's number 7.
Oh yeah, nah, Timmy D is that guy. Nah, but we gotta.
Dirk is in the top 15. Dirk and KD are playing against each other.
How many hours we got left until until
Oh, the draft?
yeah.
I don't know where the draft starts. Alex, where the draft starts?
I think it started at 8:30.
So who's your top 5 point guards?
All time?
Yeah.
Magic, Steph, Isaiah Thomas, Jason Kidd,
No CP3, Steve Nash,
fuck no.
Russell Westbrook,
No. So all of those.
Damian Lillard, John
Ain't
Stockton.
no way. No.
John Stockton.
No. I'm gonna go Gary Payton. Give me the glove.
I mean, John Stockton was the greatest playmaker of all time.
Give me the glove, cuz.
No mind. Oh. Okay. Oh.
Give me the glove, cuz.
We also talking about who do you think will have the best draft and who will have the worst draft in tonight?
Who's gonna have the worst draft tonight? Whoever gets Bo next. No, I'm joking. Who's gonna have the worst draft tonight?
It gotta be it gotta be someone that's low in
Probably
the
gonna be
draft.
the Cowboys.
I was gonna say Cowboys, but I didn't want you to say I'm hating.
I can see that. I can see the Cowboys having the worst draft. They don't have that many picks, and I can see them screwing up the ones that they have.
The best draft is gonna be the Bears, probably.
Caleb.
I mean, they have 2 top 10 picks.
Yeah. Alex, what time does it start? What time is
They
it?
got numbers.
Starts at 7.
8.
Oh, I thought it was number 9.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, number 10. Might be right. Probably right.
If they get Caleb and Rome Gonzo or Dante, however you say his last name, that would be great.
But the thing about it is they just picked up 2 wide receivers. They need to get an offensive lineman. They're gonna get an offensive lineman with that pick right there.
So like Joe Alt.
If he's there, somebody who played in the Big Ten. Because you gotta play in an outdoor stadium in the cold.
Yeah, Joe Alt. I saw they have him going to the Chargers at 5, but the Chargers need a receiver.
I didn't think about that. The Caleb's going from California to Chicago.
I'm telling you, it's like that. People
I know,
act
I
like
didn't
that's
think
not a
about
big
that.
thing. Why the Alabama boys flutter when they lead the SEC? That's a beautiful, nice little area. That's Southeastern Conference. The weather don't get colder than 45 degrees, 40, 50, 35 degrees out that way. They don't know nothing about no damn snow in Georgia,
Chicago.
Texas.
Caleb
You're gonna have to deal with a winter vortex at some point.
It's an outdoor stadium too, right? Chicago has
You
an
know
outdoor
it.
stadium.
Yeah, and it's a relic.
I think, like I said, I think Bears having the best draft. I mean, someone else that might have a good draft. I mean, it seems like the Jets and Lions usually have good drafts, but the Lions have a low pick though. But they made it to the NFC Championship. But sometimes that doesn't matter. There's always sleepers in the draft.
It's always sleepers. I think Spencer Rattler is going to be better than at least a couple of quarterbacks in the draft. Because there's always a guy that's in the 2nd, 3rd, 4th round that ends up being pretty decent. You know, they find those Kirk Cousins. Because you got to remember, Kirk Cousins, Russell Wilson, those is 3rd and 4th round draft picks.
Sam Howell, 5th round draft pick.
5th round draft pick. Brock Purdy.
Tom Brady.
So again, you're going to find some quarterbacks that's worth something in those later drafts. And again, the majority, if not every single last one of these quarterbacks in the first round is going to be trash. The majority, if not all of them. It is more likely that they're all bad than they're all good.
Yo. Yeah. You said I'm different, bro?
You're different, man. Getting the cut off live. You different, man.
You hear us talking about the draft?
Yeah, I saw you, man. What you think Washington's gonna do?
They getting Jaden Daniels. JD.
Hey, that's what I gotta sign on.
What you mean? Oh, he already did.
Any closing thoughts?
Closing thoughts?
Yeah.
It was a good draft. Everybody be safe.
This is the conclusion. Alright, this is the conclusion of the 8th episode of the VIP Podcast. Check it out on Apple Podcasts and YouTube. We still in the barbershop, but we'll see you guys next time for the next episode. The post draft.
That was good.
look at the little NFL draft sound or whatever. It's on
I just posted to your Instagram, but you can delete it when you want to. They're in your reels. That was good. I mean, this is still the one.
Oh, can I do the shampoo after? Or?
No, I mean, you just. Andrew, no. You want to? Yeah. Yeah, you can. Do you have time to shampoo Andrew after? Sure.
I'm still trying to train my man on certain things. He'll be alright. I told him you need to learn sports for you to be helpful for you and your client. Just so you have a rapport with them. It don't matter if you don't like sports like that. Just so you can have a talking point and be knowledgeable about the subject. You don't care to do that just to better your craft or something.
Yeah, I think he likes to talk about anime.
Yeah.
About what?
Anime.
That's
That was good though. It was a good conversation. I mean, but maybe look really well. I know.
Well, you're gonna say every 2 weeks?
Yeah, but I mean, I don't want to. Yeah, I know you like it. I think everything's good. Does beer need to be shaved at all? Or?
Is it like a school standard that you have to?
No.
I'm gonna line it up for him. Unless you want me to shave it off.
No, I guess you don't want to.
Make it look cool lined up like a grown up.
Yeah. That's why she wants to be shaved.
I'm sure she wants you to be a little baby boy.
Exactly. It's grown.
Nothing wrong with that.